to be looking at something very, very important today. By the way, you can follow us live on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, www.youtube.com/Daniel Akpata. Akpata is spelled Akpata. That's Akpata. All right. And Daniel Akpata is one word. Please do click the subscribe button and then if it's making sense. All right. If it's making sense. Yeah. So there's been that complaint in relationship. Men complain about women, women complain about men. But I'd like to, as a man, if you want to have rest, if you want to, really enjoy your relationship, enjoy your marriage, there's something that you need to practice that would really give you peace. And if you're in a relationship and you're having a hard time, it means that somehow you are not really placing that woman where she ought to be. Not really placing, but empowering her and helping her to see that, hey, I care about you. And I realize that, yes, you are you. There's a you before we met. And though it's a we now, but hey, I still respect the fact that there's a you. All right. So there are 5 ways to empower that woman in your life that will bring about, newness, bring about, change and all of that. Now, the idea behind empowering your lover, the woman in your life, and make her feel in control of her life and help her realize her true potential. Okay, if you truly wish to uplift the woman in your life, it's important that you first embrace her flaws. Yeah. And not just the shining qualities. Now, even as you go about your day, it is vital that you tell her that you can care, that you care, and that she matters. All right. It's vital. It's important that you let her know. First and foremost, you need to embrace her flaws first. All right. And help her, begin to see these things. So I'm going to be sharing 5 ways and how, to go about these things. 5 ways to support, to empower, and keep your love life glowing and alive. All right. So empower her first person. Now, what does that mean? Now, it means who was the woman you love before she was the woman you love? Do you get that? Let me ask the question again. Who was the woman you love before she was the woman you love? She was herself, first and foremost, with hobbies, habits, good or bad. Now, so many of us sink into the day-to-day, forgetting that the one we love was themselves before they were with us. Okay, the one we love, they had a life. They're doing well before you got attracted and then fell in love, and then things started happening, and then you got married, and then after getting married, it looks like there's that dot 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 dot, and there's a missing link. Okay, so if it's like that, you need to just take a chill pill, step back, and remind yourself, who was the woman you loved before she was the woman you love? She was herself, with hobbies, dreams, aspirations, habits. She wasn't perfect, but yet you loved her. So sinking into day-to-day living and then forgetting that the one we love was themselves before, they were with us, then it begins to bring about some kind of friction. Okay? So you need to understand that fact. So even though we are a we, she is also an I. And that is what supports her being her best self. So empower her first person first. Empower her first person. Yeah. Number 2 thing you need to do, not just hear, but listen, truly listen to what it is she says, does, and needs. Now, that's one area that us men have issues with. we don't listen. There was a time I had this couple over for therapy, and they've started to drift apart. It's about a month now. The man had moved to the guest room, and then the woman is sleeping in the room all by herself. And he saw that, look, this problem, if we don't do something about it, it's going to do something about us. So they came for therapy, and we sat down to the session, and we started. First and foremost, the man, looked at me, the way someone looks at you like, so is this the guy? What does this one know that he wants to tell me? He looked at me from head to toe, like that, and I was like, okay. I told myself, no, you don't enter. But being that, as a professional, you have to also learn how to grow a thick skin and ignore those things and get straight into business. And we got into business, and I said, okay, so who goes first? And I looked at the man. The man was ready to go, and I said, no, come on, but you are a gentleman, isn't it? So let's allow Madame to go first. So Madame started, and she was, saying the things she was saying, from her own perspective, from the way she saw it, from the way she understood it. And then somehow along the line, all of a sudden, I just saw the man. He just started like, okay, all right. He was just making all manner of, gestures and distractions and all of that, reacting to the things that the woman is saying. And then at some point, the wife got so embarrassed, and she stopped and looked at him. And then he thought she had finished and said, are you done? Can I say my own now? At that point, I knew that Mr. Husband has not been listening to a word Madam Wife has been saying. So I stopped and said, let's do a rewind and set new rules. I said, sir, can you do me a favor? Everything that your wife is going to say, I need you to listen without thinking about what you want to say in return. Can you do that for me? He looked at me. I said, okay, listen without thinking about. I said, don't think about how you are going to respond or react. Just listen to your wife. I said, can you do that? And he said, okay, yeah. And then I saw that all of a sudden he started to calm down. And as the woman started, so I told her, okay, you can start all over again. As she started all over again, saying all she was saying, in 15 minutes, husband and wife resolved their issues by themselves. Because at some point, the man went, oh, hold on. Is this what you are trying to say? Do you mean this when you said this? The woman said, no, that's what I've been trying to tell you for about a month now. You didn't want to listen. This is what I meant when I said this. And the man said, oh, I thought you meant this when you said this. And then right there, both of them resolved their issue. And when they were done resolving the issue, I was just sitting back, smiling. And then the man looked at me and he apologized and said he never thought I could have something to say to him that would help him or help his marriage. He said, but now he has realized that you are never too old to learn and never too young to teach. It was a profound lesson. So it's important that whenever it's important that you ask questions, offer feedback and support, and truly be present in the moment, conversations, and day to day, more than you are not. She needs that. Even if she doesn't ask for it, she needs it. Every woman needs that. So you need to make yourself available when there's a conversation. Have a true conversation, not that you're on your phone and then she's looking at you. Are you listening? Yeah, I'm listening. And then you're gone again. You said you're listening, but then when she interjects and say, okay, did you hear? And then you're saying, hey, what were you saying? What have you been saying? It breaks the heart. It breaks the spirit of the woman. Oh, yeah. So always be present in moments, conversation, and day to day activities that you have with yourselves, and give feedback. Give feedback. Number three thing, time is precious, and time alone is even more. Whatever it is that makes up your family or relationship, time is precious for everyone. And creating the foundation, for taking that time, even when you truly need her, is so empowering. Supporting the ability to make a choice, take a risk, and be supportive of timeless moments will set a pace for boundaries, breath, and time to reset what you know is so amazing about her. So spend time, connect, be there, be sensitive. It's not all the time that she tells you something that she wants you to respond or look for a way out. At times, all she needs you to do is just listen and just hold her. That's all. You don't need to provide solution. Just listen and then look at her. It's crazy, right? Try it out. Number four thing, you need to connect with her. Connect in the way you remember her loving so much when you first got together. That first time that you met, reconnect back to that time. We meet, try to impress one another, fall in love, and then life takes us on a ride that at times creates complacency and disconnect from the things that connected her to you. So always remember and go back to what was endearing, what really connected you guys. Some couples, it was the gist. It was the fact that you both could tell yourself anything and you guys are good to go. But after getting married, what happened to the gist? The gist just seemed to disappear. Why? So you need to find that gist. You need to find it. If something had happened, trust has been betrayed, someone is bleeding, someone is hurting, that hurt needs to be taken up, needs to be taken care of. There needs to be therapy, there needs to be healing. Now, this is why I tell couples that, look, if you get married, it is a marriage you work at that works. It's not how much you spent at your wedding. All right? So go for counseling, go for therapy. Both of you need to sit down before a therapist, a counselor, a professional counselor, and then, because the truth is there's nothing that cannot be resolved. Once both parties are willing to resolve it, there is nothing that cannot be resolved in marriage. All right? And that's why, the one who instituted it said, look, I hate divorce. I hate it. Because he knows that you and I, we have the capacity to resolve anything we want to resolve. So all that hogwash and garbage that due to irreconcilable differences, we are going our separate ways, is nonsense. It's foolishness. It's selfishness. One party is selfish or both parties are selfish. Nobody is willing to stoop low for the other. And the truth is, whenever you see a marriage thriving, one person at a particular point in time in the marriage, either the husband or the wife, either parties at some point is dying for the other one to leave. Then, they switch roles. The other one, starts to die, like that. Somebody is sacrificing. Both of them at different times are making huge sacrifices. They are bending, they are compromising to just make sure that the marriage keeps going. So what are you doing to make your marriage work? What are you doing to make your family stick together? What commitment are you making now as a single person to make your marital life that you will soon go into heaven on earth? What commitments are you making? When I tell people that, look, you need to get to a place where you have a constitution that guides your family, that guides your marriage, they look at it and say, that's too huge, it's too bogus. How can we sit down and be writing a constitution of our family? Love doctor. In life, if you do the things that is easy, you know how they say, easy come, easy go. If you do the things that is easy, you just be there. But if you do the hard things of life, your life will be easy. But if you do the easy things of life, your life will be hard. Your marital life will be hard. Your family life will be hard because you chose the easy way. And gradually, it will ease out. Number 5 thing, like her so much, like her as much as you love her, like her as much as you love her. Now, what does that mean? Love is beautiful and magical, but love also wanes in and out, depending on the amount of effort and time put into it. What we forget is the things we loved so much about one another can also become the things we start becoming frustrated or annoyed with. So what do you need to do? Connect to that space and remember what those things mean to her, why they are a part of who she is, each fiber of her good and bad, and remind and empower her that you are in like with her as much as in love with her. You are in like with her as much as in love with her. So, if you follow these tips and continue giving your partner your unflinching support and selfless love, you will help her appreciate her authentic self and reach her full potential. If you practicalize these things, you would help her. And this stems from the fact that as a man, you need to grow because you cannot give what you don't have. If you are self-centered, if all you think about is yourself, and you're not considering her and considering the family and willing, to let go, you can't practice these things I'm talking about, because this is the lifestyle of who a man should truly be. A coach, a groom. You groom your woman to get to that place where her true potential is unleashed, and you are not scared of who she's going to become or who she can be by the virtue of you giving her such support. Why? You are her coach. And a coach is never scared of how big a player can be. Can he? No. Because no matter how big the player is, whenever and wherever the coach steps in, the player would always bow like Ababa, Swahili. Why? Because she knows that you are her Lord and Master, and she will treat you as such. And you, on your own side, you are not disturbed. You are not bothered about her success. Rather, you want her to keep flying higher and higher. Now, how many men are secured when their women are shining? How many men? Well, I hope this has, gotten you somewhere and is beginning to help you think, because that's what counts. You need to really start to think and then start to work things out in the area where you need help. And if you do, definitely things will turn around. See you at the other side. Yeah, that's for my people on